Alola everybody, welcome back to the Foreverlocke. We're at the end of our 51st playthrough. We are in Johto for Pokemon Gold. Our 51st playthrough, but if we get into the Hall of Fame here, that'll be our 50th Hall of Fame, because we did lose one of them. Here is the squad we are using today. Unfortunately, you got a little spoiler, but I guess we'll talk about that in a second. On our team, Tiny Wing the Dragonite. Started as Dratini. It was the Extreme Speed Dratini we got a while ago in Crystal. Zoom Zoom the Azumarill. Wasn't Azumarill really quickly, considering Marill evolves at 18. Dusk the Umbreon, who took forever to become an Umbreon, even after many vitamins, lots of multiple massages, lots of cycling around Equatique. It evolved to level 39, just before Claire. Took a while. Diaper the Croconaw was our starter. No reason that not to is the only one that wasn't there from the very beginning. Now you can make the argument that Pokemon like Tiny Wing, Zoom Zoom, and Dusk weren't either, but the moment they could be added to the team, they were. Once it was a team of 6, it did include Zoom Zoom, Tiny Wing, and Dusk. No reason that not to was not originally there. Because we had so annoying the Pineco. It was pretty nice with its defense, especially physical defense. It Toxic and Protect. But my team wasn't looking amazing for the Cianwood gym, but I just had to try it at some point. Decided, hey, I'll use my physically defensive Pineco. I knew Hitmonchan had Fire Punch, but its special stat isn't great, so I thought, I'll probably be fine. I was not. I was at high health, not quite full, but they crit, and apparently it was just enough. My special defense wasn't super high. So I replaced it with a Hoppip that was a future Skiploom, just needed 1 level, so just to see it in action, I faced like a wild tentacle just off the coast of Cianwood. Went into the 3rd trainer in the Cianwood gym, beat a Machop. Came up to a Machoke, I'm like, I can take a Machoke, I can resist its fighting moves, and whatever normal moves they might have, if at all, I should be able to take one, because it should be a weak normal move. No, it had Rock Slide, which not only is a TM move, because I know I've lost a Larvesta in the past to a Girder that knew Rock Slide, and I just didn't realize Girder learned Rock Slide by level up. I thought it was just Rock Throw and Timber. Machoke doesn't learn Rock Slide, but not by level up. It's a TM move. But like, I'm okay with the occasional trainer, whatever, using a TM move. But Rock Slide's not a TM in Gen 2. This is a Gen 1 TM, which was then put into Gen 2. Like, and then it was traded over. So, interesting way to make use of that. I always will remember the Licky Tongue in the start of the Goldenrod Underground with Cut. Always thought that was really special to see any kind of trainer using HM. That really stands out. So there'll be other trainers that have moves outside of their standard, like, level up set in that moment. But I didn't expect a TM from Gen 1 on just a regular trainer. I suppose not a regular trainer on a route, it's within a gym, just slightly higher chance. But also not a gym leader, no evil team, admin, boss, gym trainer. So Bloom never got to be a Skiploom. I haven't yet caught a new Pineco or Skiploom. I might still do that in post-game, I haven't decided. I'm also missing Teddiursa and Houndour from Gen 2, but I intend to catch up with Pokemon XD. Whether I go for more Gen 3 Pokemon, or now if I want, like, Gen 3 doesn't have that many Pokemon, only 35 Pokemon. Gen 2 right now has less, but I've way more in Gen 2 than Gen 1. And I can put Gen 1 Pokemon in Gen 2. So if you average them out, I think it's 44 between Gen 1 and 2, what's left in storage right now. And it's 35 in Gen 3, so maybe I catch Skiploom and Pineco in Gen 3, because Colosseum is the game I'm playing next. And I believe Shadow Skiploom is there, maybe Pineco. Maybe it's Fortress. And Pineco is XD? Might be. In which case, I'll save it for XD. Either way, next playthrough is going to be special. But that's not what we're going to do today. We're going to play Pokemon Gold. Interesting thing about here is, normally, for a level cap that I train towards in a Gen 2 Elite 4 is level 47, because it's the ace of the person before the champion. seeing it differently, take the ace of the champion, their level -3. Because in, let's say, something like Unova, there's no clear order in the E4s. So, champion ace, -3 levels. That's 47 still. So, I trained everyone to 47, and then used a few rare candies that I might have found, whether that's 4 or 9, or whatever in between, and used those on my Pokemon to level them up, but sticking to the Foreverlocke rule of everyone has to stay within 5 levels of each other. The problem is, my Dratini, well, which is a Dragonair when I reached the league, is slotted as a Dragonite. Therefore, it must Hall of Fame as a Dragonite. Dragonite doesn't evolve until level 55. So I had 2 choices, and I had to make this before even transferring the Dratini into this game. 1, don't use it in Johto, because then I, as you can see, have to level everyone up. I trained them more, got them to 55, and the rest has to therefore be 50. And I just trained it up to whatever I needed without the rare candies and added the few rare candies that I got. But that felt the most fair. So yeah, second option was that. Train Dragonair up to 55, and then everyone to 50 to stay within the 5 levels. Meaning, all my Pokemon are at or over the level of the champion's ace, which feels a bit unfair. I would not say this is my best team, for sure. I have some cool coverage, some decent coverage offensively, not amazing but decent. Dragon has amazing stats. Umbreon can do some nice things with leftovers. Dusk is fun. Zoom Zoom is there, has some, I think, 100 base HP, 80 on both defenses, so they can do pretty well. Offenses, neither is good, and there's no huge power ability here. Charcoal had Surf in the past. Replace it with Fly, because we already have two Pokemon with Stab Surf. I've hidden Power Electric, just in case it comes up against Gyarados, and maybe the Will's Slow Bro? I think it's Slow Bro they use. We got No Reason the Natu, which is a famous Pokemon in the Foreverlocke Discord, just within Lid's community, Lid's being the creator of the Foreverlocke. I don't remember where the joke started, but it has become not a meme, but it certainly is an emote both in Lid's Twitch channel and in the Discord. Why? Like, why should I use this Pokemon? Well, at least I got no reason not to. Like, no reason not to. It fits. So I named my Natu No Reason, caught it back in, I believe, the first playthrough of Pokemon Silver. Considered adding it after Pineco died, but I thought, even though it would be nice against some of the Pokemon in the fighting gym, I wasn't going to use it against the Poliwrath on Chuck anyway. Excuse me. I thought maybe getting Skiploom across, knowing that I would likely get to level 50-55 in the league. Skiploom, would it be more difficult to get across? It would take longer because I had like Sleep Powder Leechy strategy. I decided Skiploom then, but then when Skiploom died immediately after, so that. Also, Shiny. I'm not sure that was clear from what we were showing before, but it's on the overlay with a shiny Igglybuff. This was obtained, I think, in the last Gen 2 playthrough in Crystal. We needed an Igglybuff from the Odd Egg. We got an Odd Egg, and not only did we get an Odd Egg that was Igglybuff, it was a shiny Igglybuff, which is awesome. Had a very different moveset when we got here. Return was the only other one. But Swagger was better than the Sweet Kiss it had. I didn't really want to use Sing, knowing I had either Sweet Kiss or Swagger. So I put Attract on instead to be annoying against Lance. Would I use it? I don't intend to. And then Icy Wind so that it has something to damage a Dragonites with. That's the idea. That's the plan. Our first opponent in the Elite Four, assuming we have all the items. I believe so. I have opponent 22 full restores, not as many as I'd like, but I have quite a few. Keep me up in case I want to use it. Some other held items that I might want to go with, but I think we'll be okay. Something we need to keep in our memories. Karen's Gengar has Destiny Bond. That can be scary if it is faster than my Pokemon. However, considering I have Dragonite and I have the levels on him, I probably will be okay on that front. Let's go, Will. Bum. If you're wondering about Uki, my cat, who often either comes to visit or is already here for the finale, she's here. She's on the back of my bed, napping. She was awake a little bit earlier to clean herself, but she went back to sleep. Alright, Dusk, let's bite this birdie. They can only really hit us with Quick Attack and Confuse, right? What's your Future Sight works on the immunity in Gen 2? There's some... I feel like at least in one generation it would hit Dark types. Because it's... Even though it's listed as a Psychic move and might get Psychic Stab, the damage is technically neutral. Type neutral. Quick Attack's not gonna deal a lot of damage, just level difference. They don't have great physical attack. I have good defenses and then leftovers heal. Interesting thing with leftovers, I had 5 or 6 leftovers, pretty sure 6 leftovers in Gen 2 storage. However, I equipped them all to Pokemon that were low in level, just because I knew leftovers was probably the most important item I had. However, I didn't have any unrestricted Pokemon, so URs, fully evolved Pokemon, to start my game with. And to make sure, within the Foreverlocke rules, I wouldn't be forced to use 5 1Xs on the team. So Pokemon that could still be capable of evolving once, like a Natu, a Skiploom, a Seadra, a Dragonair, etc. To make sure I wouldn't have a team full of that, and I would actually have some fully evolved Pokemon, I needed to not transfer some of the Pokemon from a storage into the game, which I am allowed to do. Because the rules only apply to whatever I transfer into the game. The thing is, a lot of those 1Xs that I had to leave behind to make sure I didn't get the team full of them were the ones holding the leftovers, so I had to do with only 2. I like to have more, especially in Gen 2. Like in Gen 3, I might have a Pokemon with Choice Band, maybe something with like a Lumberry or something like that if it has Outrage or something like that. But leftovers are still just a really good item. Especially in games like that where you get hit a lot and double battles is scarier. Executor. Well, I'm just gonna keep going with Dusk. I feel confident. I would like to use old Pokemon at least once. I say that pretty much every finale and I do like it, but I only do it if I feel very safe about it. Also good to know that in Gen 2 they do... I feel like I also say this every time Gen 2 playthrough. They don't send the Pokemon out in the order of their team list. It is actually what is most useful, and then maybe they do save their ace for last always. Okay, this Slowbro doesn't have a water move. It's just Psychic and Body Slam that it damages with. I don't really have anything else that can damage it. Well, I'll just go Dust. Like, Dust doesn't hit that hard, but it's Stab, it's super effective. Slowbro's better on physical defense. Slow King is the one more in special. And with the level difference we have, which you shouldn't have, it should be at 47 probably. Although everyone would have been at 47, including the Dragonite. Let's assume Dragonite would have existed there. Then I would have had, I think, 4 rare candies that I found during the playthrough. Thank you, Crit, that was needed. And then I would have given rare candies either to things I expect needed it, or just needed, or were just the most useful. I probably would have given them to maybe a Azumarill to give them a better shot against the Dragonites. I'd probably give one to Dragonite, maybe one to Umbreon. Oh. And this Xatu is actually the exact same Xatu as the first one, just 2 levels higher. I'm not sure if the hidden stats are different, like IVs, EVs. But moveset is unfortunately the same. Well, unfortunately for just general gameplay experience, I would have liked them to be a little different. If they both are confused, they both are Psychic, I understand. Does have a max potion. Will has one of them. No full restore, interestingly. I have plenty of full heals. We saw that earlier. Do not have that many full restores. It's full heal. Get rid of the confusion. I'm gonna bite you, cause it maybe if I went first, then I might flinch you, but that didn't happen. Let's go, let's Bill beat him. Thank you, Dust. And even at level 50, needing more XP to level up, compared to what would have been at 47 or even lower, it still almost levels up from that. Because I'm higher in level than I normally am, I didn't have a great look at all the teams and what I would really need for them. I had a really quick look and I thought about, like, what does the Gengar have? What can I do against the Gengar? I remember a large portion of what Lance has and the different moves that the different Dragonites have to come up with a strategy, but that's about it. I didn't do massive preparation like I sometimes do if I feel like I need it or just have the time to. Okay. I feel like this is probably the best point to use you. They have quick attack, which isn't going to deal much damage. Pursuit, super effective, but their special stat isn't very high. And I think Nacho can outspeed a Hitmonchan with 8 level difference. Oh, that's for Bruno. I'm still at Koga. Sorry, Bruno's second in content. Yeah, still use Nacho because they start with Ariados, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. I am Koga of the Elite Four. I live in shadows, a ninja. My intricate style will confound and destroy you. Confusion, sleep, poison. Prepare to be the victim of my sinister technique. Pokemon is not merely about brute force. Use it soon enough! But my throat's not really being nice today. You might have heard it. My voice a bit, like, lower, but... I feel amazing. Like it. Not too long ago, I did a Koga vs. Janine Rivals video in Pokemon Battle Revolution, where I think I took their Heart Gold to Silver rematch teams and put them against each other. Pretty sure I was able to give both of them one win, even though I felt that Koga was... I think it was Koga that was a bit better. Fortress has Explosion! Unfortunately for Fortress, I have a level 55 Pokemon that knows Flamethrower. And this is the first time I'm actually using it in battle as a Dragonite. Haven't even seen its back sprite. I remember it looked like that. I've seen a back sprite of a Dragonite before. But once I evolved it, I didn't use it in battle anymore. I just went back to Blackthorn to go teach it Fly over Surf. Why back to Blackthorn? Because Surf is an HM. You can't delete that unless at the move deleter, which is in Blackthorn. I was at the League. I didn't have Fly on the team yet. So what I needed to do... I was able to take the Abra in front of the League Poke Center to teleport back to Newbark down to Starting Town. But then had to go to Cherry Grove, had to go to Violet, had to go to Ecotique, had to surf over to Mahogany, to Route 44 through Ice Path to get to Blackthorn, delete, surf, teach, fly. Had to go all the way around. Once I had Fly, I could just fly back to Newbark, surf 3 squares, fly to the League. And that's it. Okay, Muck should be able to take that out with Natu. However, if for some reason I don't, or they're faster, which I don't expect, but then they can't hit me with Sludge Bomb, and Natu's defenses aren't that high. So... Dusk, you wanna have another battle? Or they can be really annoying with Toxic and Minimize. I don't want to have to deal with that. I do have full restore. I know I have leftovers. I have full restores that could have been Toxic, but more Minimize annoyance is not what I want to see. Return should be able to do slightly more damage. That's a crit and still no. I'm pretty sure I did teach Natu Swift. Because he didn't expect to want to use Peck knowing I had Psychic. Just in case Koga would double team or minimize spam. And then I had something to still hit him with. Okay, that improves his defense, so now we're for sure keeping Bite up. He does have a full heal and a full restore. So now I wish I was using Natu. Okay, but unless I crit, that's gonna put him in max potion range. A full restore. Okay, 165. How much damage does that do against Umbreon? 37. 37 on a crit. That's 74-ish. We can try one more time. They don't use the full restore. And I love that. That was a level up here. Venomoth comes out. I will take no reason not to there. Because there's no reason not to. I should take a screenshot of that and put it in the Foreverlocke Discord. I think they will enjoy seeing that no reason not to is doing stuff against the league. Crobats. I think I'll keep no reason. Ooh, the first Crobats fast. This is the strongest attack against me. That wasn't a crit. That would have been a near KO. Yeah, that's the scary bit. Ooh, I caught the non-color frame of the Psychic on Venomoth when I took a screenshot earlier. Ah, we didn't even KO him? That's not good. In that case... Zoom. Because if they keep bringing attack, it's just not safe for Natu to be in there. Ah, they full restore. I could have Psychic again. It makes sense, especially to save the full restore for the Ace Pokemon. Zoom, why don't you Ice Beam? I could go for rollouts, but if I keep hitting and they keep creating with wing attack, then that might be bad as well. I don't expect this to KO. Not even close. Oh, that's even less than I expected. Come on, Zoom. Ice Beam again. Let's go. Crobat down. Koga defeated. Actually, is the recording properly recording? Yes. Good. Thank you, Koga. And as I was saying before the Koga fight, I'm going to use No Reason Not to first, because I think it'll work well against Hitmontop. Really, I need a 1 more HP. I just didn't look at the number as well. And I'm going to, just in case... Like, full restores are more useful than super potion and full heal. It's more than what they can offer and then in one item. So in case I want to really spam full restores in battle, I'll save it by doing this. Now we go fight the Hitmontop. You look determined, perfect for battle. Lady Savannah, you will bow down to our overwhelming power. Hoo-ha! Bum, bum, bum. I just realized I never put this at good volume. It's not much louder, but this is normal stream volume. I'm sorry it was lower before. I usually have it a bit lower for when I play in my own time, so I can still hear it, but let's say I'm watching a YouTube video to the side. The YouTube video is still, like, more... It's a lot louder in comparison, while still being able to hear the little sound effects of the game well enough that I recognize them. But I up the volume a bit, depending on the game. I might up it a bit or quite a bit, to make sure it works well for stream. Right, no reason, let's go. Missed quick attack, because I have pride powder! Pew, 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 pew. Take that screenshot too. I actually got a color one. No reason doing well. Well, there's no reason it wouldn't be able to. Onyx next, that makes sense. I'm saving this one for Diaper. I considered teaching one of my Pokemon Sandstorm to help deal with the Gengar, just so Destiny 1 would for sure not affect me. But I'm pretty sure the only Pokemon on my team that can learn Sandstorm is Dragonite, and I wasn't going to teach it with Dragonite. Surf, let's go. If Croconaw makes it into the Hall of Fame, that would complete the Totodile line in the Hall of Fame. And it would also mean the 8th starter of Gen 2 would be in the Hall of Fame, with just Typhlosion remaining, who's waiting in Gen 6. Who might be on the next Gen 16, considering it's waiting as a Cynical level 5. Charizard's the only one remaining out of Gen 1. He was waiting in Gen 1, but at level 36, so that's likely to be added later. Hitmonchan. If you have a ghost type here, it's easy. I'm gonna Tiny Wing, and I'm going to make use of that super effective move that I taught it just before the league. That I haven't used in battle yet the entire playthrough. Fly. And I didn't use it because I just didn't have it on the team. But it's nice to have it, it's convenient. Not required, sometimes it just requires a bit more of a detour, unfortunately. Like around the goldenrod stuff for when you have to go to the radio tower plot after getting some gym badges, but also from Cianwood going back to Olivine with the secret potion after getting the badge. It would be nice to just be able to go back. Didn't have that. Had Surf on the team, but that's normal. It's almost always something with Surf. Whirlpool was temporarily on Croconaw, as was Cut for a good while in the playthrough until we got to Blackthorn. Got rid of that for HB Electric because I wasn't going to use Whirlpool in the league. Well, Machamp first. Not even, the ace isn't even always last. Machamp has a rock move which is super effective, therefore Machamp shall be used before Hitmonlee. I like it. They crash, but not a lot of damage. We fly, we take them out. And with Hitmonlee down, that's Bruno defeated because we already beat the Machamp. That was pretty easy. Which means we move to Kara next, who can be pretty scary. She has a full heal and a max potion for some reason. Not a full restore. I don't know why. I'm at max HP. Put everyone back in order. I'll open Dusk. Not sure if that's my optimal Pokemon, but I think it might actually be, and also just to see Umbreon versus Umbreon is cool. I'm gonna put 2 screenshots in the Foreverlocke Discord. Elite 4 is going well, so... I think it's time for a Dusk battle. Let's go Dusk battle. There's something I've been thinking recently. Like as we started this battle, I'll let you know. The very first Foreverlocke playthrough that I did was Pokemon Silver, and I did all of that on stream. I wasn't too big of a fan of that, for the similar reason that there were parts of me that wish I didn't fully stream Legend ZA, is I want to be able to play in my own time, and not just be limited to stream where I have to sit in a certain position for many hours. I just played for half an hour on the bus, or for a little while I'm in bed and I can't fall asleep. But for this, I usually stream the finales and wherever I happen to be on a Foreverlocke stream day. But I realize if you just see the finales, like, for some people that's enough and that's fine. And I'm happy about that. And I stream and record and upload the finales because that is the thing that I am most interested in myself. I want to be able to see the finales back, the big moments, the clutch moments, Hall of Fame. But if I don't stream everything else, there's some other clutch moments that I might miss. But that's always gonna happen. That could even happen to random wild Pokemon, random trainers that kill stuff. Sometimes random things happen, and you happen to be streaming, like the double shiny Mastiff in Pokemon Scarlet. That was nuts. But there's other cool moments, such as with shinies, that I wasn't streaming. I am considering, as we Hidden Power fighting this Umbreon, to fully stream the next playthrough, which is Colosseum. Because also I feel like if I play it, if I allow myself to play pretty much everything whenever I want, whenever I can, I'm going to play it so much, because I do really enjoy the Foreverlocke and I want to continue with it. I'm still super motivated. By effectively forcing myself to limit myself in that, I allow myself to work on other projects that I really want to do that I have a little less motivation for. Actually, I might have even more motivation for than the Foreverlocke. However, they are projects that require multiple hours of work to see even the first little bit of progress. And I like to just focus, have that multiple hours of work and then see where I came from in those few hours, and that's satisfaction. Whereas Foreverlocke, every battle I do, I can see, hey, I got past this. Hey, I learned this move. It feels like progress earlier, easier satisfaction to gain, and it is quicker satisfaction to gain than longer projects. And that is something I struggle with just IRL as well with various longer projects. It is hard to motivate myself because it takes a lot longer for my mind to see positive results. So, intentionally, unintentionally, I'm not really sure, but I, a lot more times than not, tend to choose the quick satisfaction option. Even if sometimes the takes longer time thing would be much greater. There's some really cool collabs that I have ideas for that I want to work with. Pokemon GeoGuessr and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I have stuff prepared for it, I just need to collab with people and figure out how I want to put that together. Multiple series worth of edits that I can do. Final 2 videos part of Takeover, the Pokemon Colosseum, like my blind playthrough from a good while back. Have that up. There's a lot that I can do. Want to do my own Pokemon fan game. I have ideas here and there, but never really put that much time into it. And then I kind of lose interest in it again, or I just blatantly forget about it because I don't spend a lot of time on it. Alright, focus now. Gengar time. Lick, Spite, Curse, Destiny Bond. Curse might force a switch. Lick, Spite, whatever. Destiny Bond is a scary one. Here's what I'm gonna do. Tiny Wing has extreme speed. I'm gonna use... I can't use it to test speed, because it would always go first. Flamethrower. I go first. Good. Technically, it could be a speed tie, so we'll do a check. Dragonite base speed of 80. Gengar 110. But it takes itself out with Curse, so it doesn't matter whatsoever. I just switch. I'll go Zoom Zoom. Zoom Zoom can hit with Ice Beam. Don't need to worry about Gengar if it takes itself out. Retro Beam! Bing, bing. Almost, but we got the freeze. I like when we get the freeze. We should be completely safe and fine against the last Pokemon, but just for safety, I'll throw in the potion now, use the freeze turn. Or turns, there might be more. Throw out a Surf. Take out the Murkrow. Which leaves us with her ace Pokemon. And if you don't have a Pokemon that can resist its moves, or maybe not take as much damage from it, that could be a pretty scary one. But I feel pretty confident with Zoom Zoom. Good defenses, resist their strongest move. Let's do this. Crunch is the best I can do against me. 171 down to 63. That is just over 100 on a crit. 108. And special defense fell. That scares me. Because that's another times 1.5 that it can do. Is Zoom Zoom enough, like, powerful enough to do it? Not even close. If I heal now, there's Crunch again. A crit would take me down to super low. I think we go Dragonite. And just depend on Dragonite's stats, because Dragonite is good stats. 189, 148, 41. Easy fine. Let's fly. Finish up the Houndoom. Or not. You use Max Potion. Okay. We do it that way. We fly still. We deal some damage. We almost one shot, and then we do use the extreme speed at least once to show it off, because, you know, it's the extreme speed Dragonite. It feels appropriate to at least use Dragonite with extreme speed. That is Karen Beater, which leaves us with just one trainer and only one Pokemon we haven't used yet, which is our Igglybuff. And I'm not going to use my Igglybuff because, if you didn't realize, pseudo-legendary Pokemon with Hyper Beam are scary. There's two ways I can tackle this fight. The regular way, which is the safe way, which is to start with Dragonite because it has the best matchup against the Gyarados. Then don't use Dragonite against their Dragonite because they have Blizzard, and that is bad. I don't have Ice Beam or Blizzard on my Dragonite. I am so tempted to use my Dragonite against all of their Pokemon, especially against Lance's Dragonite. But against the Blizzard one, it's too scary. I don't think I can one-shot their Dragonite. They hit me with Blizzard once, especially if they crit. That's just doom. And my Dragonite would be dead. I would wish to not have deaths. But I will mess with them. I will beat them down. And I will use my Dragonite against multiple of their Pokemon. Okay, I'll PP up. Extreme speed, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Ether. Zoom Zooms. I Ice Beam. So we technically use Surf. No reason to get Psychic. Whatever. We're good. Lance, let's go. It's epic if a build-up isn't crystal for sure. I like how they did what they did with the room. Although, this platform's fine. Savannah! I knew that you, with your skills, would eventually reach me here. There's no need for words now. We will battle to determine who is the stronger of the two of us. As the most powerful trainer. As the Pokemon League champion, I, Lance, a Dragon Master, accept your challenge. Before we start, Lance... You say you're the Dragon Master. Let's see if you can handle my Dragonite. Tiny Wing. Let's go. Thunder. I think instead of Thunder, I did have Ice Beam at the start of the playthrough, but once I got to Goldenrod, I was able to get the TM for Thunder. I went for that, just because I already had two Pokemon with an Ice move. Ice Beam for Azumarill from the start, Ice Punch for Crocodile once I got to Goldenrod. So I thought going with Thunder would be best, because I didn't have an electric move at the time. And it would be better for coverage, especially against the water types that I'd be facing. And against the Gyarados that I knew Lance would have. Aerodactyl first. I would have thought Blizzard would come first, but Aerodactyl can still do big damage, and with not having Surf, no, I actually have Thunder to hit it super effectively. But for the complete safety of things, I should use Zoom. Why are you not using Ancient Power Rock Slide? Rock Slide is more powerful. Well, okay, not fully accurate. Ancient Power can give you a boost. Wing Attack just deals damage. Ancient Power in this case is just straight up better. They don't do a lot. I deal a lot more back. Here's Hyper Beam. Good spot to use it because I'm going to KO it this turn, so I don't make use of their free turn. I can't heal Azumarill anymore before the next Pokemon, except for the little bit that I'll get with leftovers. At the like between turns, and then setting in a Pokemon isn't quite there yet. Here's the question: which Dragonite is it? If they do it just based on moves they have, this should be the Dragonite with Thunder. The first two Dragonites at level 47, both Thunder Wave. Both the Twister, both the Hyper Beam. Not sure why they don't have Dragon Breath instead of Twister. Whatever. And then the Dragonite either has Blizzard or Thunder. It should be the Thunder one against Zoom Zoom. Which means I'm safe with my own Dragonite. And we can just have a Thunder battle. Or in my case, I'll just fly. Although then they can still hit with Twister, I believe. So can they with Thunder. Let's go Dusk. I'm not gonna do a lot of damage, but it's safe. I'm going to heal Azumarill first. To make sure that they are ready for the next Dragonite, the Blizzard one. I would use my own Dragonite against their Dragonite? But also, they have a Dragon move. I don't even have a Dragon move. I just have the Flying move. So I'm not really using my Dragonite much at all here. Let's see which one does more. Yeah, we figure out if this is Blizzard or Thunder Dragonite. That did more than I expected, actually. I expect Return will do slightly more. That is pretty much nothing. And I get leftovers heals. I think return was a little more, and with that, we should be able to get the KO, like with Mud Slap. If I didn't, and I didn't get paralyzed the next 2 turns, I would have just gotten the KO there. Okay, full restore for a bit of HP, but also just to get rid of the paralysis, because it's going to cost me more turns, probably. At least one. I wonder if I hit it with a return here, would it still be outside of full restore range? But just within range of getting it with another return? Or full restore range 25-30 HP? It's in there red. I think it's below 20. So I expect them to take it. No, they're saving the full restore for the Dragonite, the main Dragonite. Wasn't sure if this is the Blizzard or the Thunder Dragonite. This one I assume is the Blizzard Dragonite because there's no type advantage that they have. Now it becomes more risky. Would have liked. Nah, maybe we should just stick with death. Actually, if this is the Thunder Dragonite, we'll know immediately because they'll use Thunder. Maybe Thunder Wave. Maybe they might program the Thunder Wave first. There's no Hyper Beam, but makes it less likely it's a Thunder one. I went back to Dusk because I felt safer with Dusk than in the off chance that for some reason this Dragonite is the one with Thunder. I didn't want to lose Zungun. Again, I don't want to heal the paralysis every time, but it's probably best. The moment I lose a full turn out of it, it's not worth it anymore. I can use my full restores now. It's not like I have many fights after this. Come on, just give me it. Give me the damage. That's a crit. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I need a full restore on Umbreon now. Please. I think I know how and where to do that. Namely on the next turn when Charizard is out. That's how I expect to be next. I can definitely go Zoom Zoom. I can go Tiny Wing as well. I want to use Tiny Wing at least one more time, so I'm gonna Tiny Wing. Zoom Zoom was probably slightly safer because I can super hit it with just the fully accurate surf. Has nice defenses as well. Here, just in case I'm gonna use Dusk again, I full restore. I heal it. Oh, flamethrower battle? What was the flamethrower battle? I did flamethrower already against Gengar. I'm just doing this to mock this Charizard. I should just KO it. Thunder, no? No thunder? Oh, now you're doing flamethrower back. You turn late, Charizard. Turn late. Thunder! Thunder! Do, 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 do. Thunder! Alright. Get Hailsong out of my head for a bit. Zoom zoom. We have one more Pokemon to beat before we're champion. And this dragon has Fire Blast, so that if you come in with an Ice type with Ice Beam, be careful. I have a Water type with Ice Beam, that's a lot safer. Outrage, they will be stuck in that for 2 or 3 turns. But the damage output is pretty big, that's almost 70. On a crit, that's certainly a KO, which is not very safe. I don't want to stand with that. However, what I can do is heal. But then they'll just do it again because they're stuck in the move. But I don't like have a super safe switch, and there's Pokemon that can survive the hit, especially he does. But then what do I do the turn after? I'm gonna keep healing until he hopefully hits himself, or I have to figure out something else. Like with Dusk. It's a good thing I healed Dusk before. Is this your confusion? Now it's a full restore, but that also means that I'm at full health. And they've used their one full restore. Do the same thing. So we're gonna basically have a repeat. Remember how early it did, I think 67 or 68 damage, and I just calculated it with 70 in mind? There's 71. The possibility of that move is even more, so crit can do 142 of this. Well, the post depends on rounding. Could be less. Hit on Zoom Zoom. That's that crit I was talking about. If I didn't heal and I tried Ice Beam instead, we would have lost a Pokemon in the finale against the champion. I don't want that. Nuh-uh. They are confused, but they're trying it again. There's a higher chance for me to get through, but it's not quite there. Do I just keep going, wait for them to either Hyper Beam to have to skip a turn, or for them to hit themselves a confusion? I'll try for a few more turns, just to see if I can get them on a confusion turn. Or if they decide to just Hyper Beam and therefore skip a turn, then I can safely Ice Beam and win. That's what we need. They've already used the full restore. Hyper Beam to end this off, but your reign of terror has ended, Lance. Not really, it's not a reign of terror. But I'm taking the championship crown. Ice Beam. The levels definitely helped. Imagine if I... Actually, 3 levels lower, maybe 2 for a Azumarill. Might not have been that bad. I probably would have used Umbreon a bit more if I didn't have the extra levels. Thank you, Lance. What? Interview? I understand that the media wishes to speak to me, but I don't have a list of sponsors to riddle off. Not even my mom sponsors me. So I'm just gonna go. Bye! No, I'm not gonna do an interview. I'm leaving. Lance, can you help? Thank you. Yeah, I'm an interview, yeah! A rise of a new league champion. A trainer who feels compassion, for and trust in his Pokemon. A trainer who succeeded through perseverance and determination. A new league champion who has all the makings of greatness. Savannah, allow me to register you and your partners as champions. Yay. We've gone to the Hall of Fame with the big man. I mean, big girl, tiny wing. With tiny wings. Not that tiny, but I call it tiny wing. Zoom Zoom Hall of Fame. Zoom Zoom just wants to give you the biggest hug in the world. Let's give Zoom Zoom a big hug. Dusk, who finally evolved level 39, was a nice defensive Pokemon, helped with safety overall. Kurokana completes his Totodile line in the Hall of Fame, and the 8th of 9 Johto starters in there. 10 if you count his Zooting Evolution. No reason not to, could not be in the Hall of Fame. And then Shiny Igglybuff, who was there, hanging out. I'll use it in a battle after the credits. But, we got it! That's more Hall of Fame. I have two things to say, one thing to ask. I mentioned earlier on, I think it was near the start of the play. Was it the start of the playthrough? No, I think I talked about it at the start of the Karen fight. I am considering doing some Foreverlocke playthroughs fully on stream. It would mean Foreverlocke twice a week on stream, probably Friday, Saturday. No, sorry, Wednesday, Saturday, potentially Wednesday, Friday, depending on the week. So Wednesday will always stay the Foreverlocke day, unless I really can't be there that day, like tomorrow. That would be a thing. I'm gonna focus a bit more on other projects, other games I want to play or finish. I love Pokemon, I love this challenge, so I'm gonna keep going with it for a very long time. But it might be good to slow me down, and something like Colosseum, seeing that fully on stream might be interesting. Next game, as I mentioned, we're going into Gen 3. We've done 5 loops, which means we've played Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire, and Leaf Green. And as side games, we've done Colosseum and XD, which actually means that our Gen 3 storage is pretty low. I'm not counting XD and Colosseum as regular Gen 3 games, so that the storage doesn't empty that quickly. I want to do Colosseum and XD at least once more, and I decided to do it while I still have a bigger choice for Pokemon. So we're playing Pokemon Colosseum next. First level cap is 35, which, since we can't use either starter, Espeon or Umbreon, we can use 29 out of the 35 Pokemon that are in Gen 3 storage. Only Farfetch'd, Wailord, Piloswine, which was from Colosseum last time, Zapdos, Lugia, who was XE001 from XD, and then Rayquaza from Emerald, I think. Was it Rayquaza from Emerald, or was it Rayquaza from Ruby Sapphire? At least Rayquaza from a regular Hoenn game. Those are the ones that we can't choose, because they're level 36, 41, 43. Lugia's still 50. Zapdos I've used in postgame a few times, so it's like 56 or so. And then Rayquaza 70. Yeah, I totally didn't unmute myself. I didn't luckily say too much. Most of what I said was, I don't remember what else I was gonna say. Because I was gonna ask one thing, which I technically never really asked. Hi viewers, would you be interested in seeing some Foreverlocke playthroughs from start to finish instead of it just being the VOD on YouTube? I will stream everything, but I will also upload all the VODs to YouTube. Would you be interested in that, or would you say, like, for me it's fine to just see the endings like normal? That's my question. Please put it in the comments. Or in Twitch chat right now if you're here. Alright, sparkly time. I want to see that sparkly. I think we've already done a beat small Pokemon with big moves thing. Here's a Hoot Hoot. Here's a Sparkle. Icy Wind. Fits with the Sparkle. I'll find one more Sparkle after this one. No, I'm gonna use my Sparkle. Use my Marshmallow. Would be interesting if we found a shiny here. Please find a shiny. Please. Would be so funny. Darn it. No shiny. Too bad. Have I Hall of Famed Hoot Hoot? I've tried Noctowl. I don't think I... No, Hall of Famed Hoot Hoot. I tried Noctowl in the very first playthrough, but it died. I caught a new one called Instagram, because I think the first one was called Twitter. So I decided on another social media, one with Instagram. Alright, so no shiny there, but we used our own little Sparkle and Marshmallow. That was nice. Thank you very much for watching this video, this stream. Thank you for supporting me all this time. I look forward to a lot more Foreverlocke to come and a lot more cool projects. Ooh! Maybe this was the other thing I wanted to say, because we're working on various projects, like the GeoGuessr thing that we're going to do collabs with. I'm working on figuring out some Google Sheets and making some Pokemon D&D-like games inspired by, I think it's Delicious James that has it on their channel, has quite a few of them. I'm interested in making something like that, because I'm really into D&D as well. And also Pokemon Murder Mystery, which I can do in the D&D as like more D&D setting. But imagine a Sudoku puzzle, but like a bit of a Sudoku puzzle feel, but it's a murder mystery with like... It's a puzzle. It's a murder mystery puzzle with a bit of Sudoku, but it's Pokemon. That's something I'm gonna work on hopefully soon too. Thank you very much for watching. Next time on stream you will see me is... when are you gonna see me? On Saturday again for the Foreverlocke. Yeah, for Pokemon Coliseum. I'll probably take a few days break from it to set up the game. That's gonna be a fun one. Especially because you normally can't transfer Pokemon in until post-game. I have Pika Hex, I can. So I'll make use of that. Current plan is to have the URs Cradily, Flygon, Claydol, although they all have to... They start as their pre-evolutions. Probably Duskull as a 2X. Horsey, which will be a Seadra as the 1X, and then I don't know the other one yet. But none of that's certain. I could completely change my mind. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you always remember that you are worth it. Thunder Wave!